Hey guys, Stones here, coming at you with another video recapping the weekend. Yard sales, garage sales, no recycling event. Actually, there was only one sale that I went to. It was an estate sale. It was on Friday. There was nothing on Thursday. Things are winding down. Normally I don't go to estate sales on the first day because the companies around here, their prices are too much for me to really do anything with. There's not enough meat on the bone. Unless the estate sale is being run by the family or something like that. But this estate sale company was a brand new one. I could tell by the way they advertised it. So there was nothing else going on in town. So I decided to check it out, and I actually did pretty good. You could tell that this estate sale company was kind of a little new at things, a little inexperienced, because their prices were all over the place. It was ran really well. Everything was laid out really nicely. Checkout process was a little slow. But their prices were everywhere because they were a little inexperienced, you could tell. Some of the prices were above market value, some prices were at market value, and there were some things that were surprisingly way below market value. So Friday I spent $40 total, $39 technically, and this is what I got. First of all, I got these gigantic Flintstones puffy stickers. These are from 1977. Only paid $3 for those. Those are kind of cool. I might keep these. But they're worth about $20. Picked up, even though I do recycling events, I knew there wasn't going to be one this Saturday. Get all my electronics for free. Paid $2 for this portable Sanyo cassette player. If it works, I checked the battery compartment. It was pretty clean. It's going to be worth about $30, $40. So supposedly the person who lived here, they were an antiques dealer, had an antique store, shop, or whatever. So they had a lot of that type stuff in their house. They had some doll stuff, old collectible doll stuff. I only paid $2 for this. Very, very vintage. I'm thinking, geez, probably 50s or 40s, if not earlier. But for $2, there's no name brand on it, but I can't go wrong, even if I charge $20, $25 for that. This Tony doll, this is kind of like early Barbie, pre-Barbie type stuff. Again, probably from the 40s, 50s, something like that. Only paid $3 for this brand new clothing set. I'm thinking I can get $25, $30 on that. Paid $4 for this really cool Florida ashtray. This is not porcelain, porcelain I guess. But it's pretty cool. This opens up. I'm guessing you could put like a pack of cigarettes in there. I just thought the design was really cool with the flamingos and with the alligator and everything for $4. I tried doing some comping. I can't find anything like it, but I'm guessing $25, $30, maybe $40 on that. This was the big find. I found this in the garage, hidden in the corner on a bottom shelf. And they didn't have it priced. And there was quite a few things that weren't priced. And again, I think it comes from inexperience. This is the first thing that I found. I asked one of the employees how much, if they could do a price check for me. I was really afraid. I thought they were going to come back and say something ridiculous. But they only wanted $25 for this. This is a brand new sealed Toshiba VCR. And right now, this sells for about $200. There's only one active listing on eBay right now for one that's brand new condition. I mean, this thing's sealed. I kind of looked to see if they had taped it back shut, but there's only one. The tape doesn't look like it's been removed, and there's only one layer of tape, so I'm pretty much sure it's brand new sealed. So that's all I got over the weekend. Again, there was no recycling event, which was good because I had a big birthday party that I had to help out with. So if there was one, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So what I decided to do instead was bring out everything that I talked about in my last couple of videos. The big G.I. Joe collection that I bought last week, as well as the huge My Little Pony collection I found at the Goodwill outlet, I think now 3 weeks ago. Now with the My Little Ponies, I did have some already that I'd set aside to wait until I got more. And I also found 3 or 4 more last week at the Goodwill outlet, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So the G.I. Joe, I spent about a week organizing all this collection, identifying the action figures. So basically what I do is I use the Google Lens app I snap a picture of one of the action figures, it will tell me who it is. And then I go looking for that figure on eBay, and I look for listings that say that they're 100% complete. In other words, it has everything that originally went with that action figure. All the accessories, the clothing, the weapons, everything. And then I go looking for those pieces in this collection. And then I label them with what year and what's the name of the character. So 1993, Nitro, Viper, and I add notes of things, different things that I noticed about, you know, damage and stuff like that. Some of these figures were complete, not too many of them. A great majority of them were just the action figure itself, or almost complete, or not nearly complete. It's just basically a big mixture. So I'm starting to list these now. I've already listed 12 of the G.I. Joe total. For gross sales, if they all sell at the full price, we'll get about $200. Now, keep in mind, I spent $20 for everything that you see here. So I already listed 12 of them, which are in here. So all these right here are not listed at all. So I've already listed 12 of them. That's going to be $200. I listed the Transformers. That's another $40. And then I listed I also had a few Star Wars. I listed one of those, and I already got $10 on that. So out of here already, we're talking $250 of what I listed. I still have to list all that, and I have to list all this. And I'm starting with the action figures that have nothing at all. No accessories, no weapons, no nothing. Just the single figures. So the single figures alone, $250, right? Now, then when you start listing the ones with the accessories, the ones that are complete, the prices on those are going to go up. The value of those are going to go up. So that number is going to increase quite rapidly as far as the value, the sell price, stuff like that. And then I'll start going through. So that back bag is all the extra weapons and accessories and parts and stuff that did not belong to any of these action figures. And those actually sell well as well. And those do really well. Now, going to the My Little Pony, I spent about a day cleaning these, wiping them down, because after 40 years, you'd be pretty dirty too. And I have 51 total, technically 50, of My Little Ponies. Now, I've told you before, the way that these are identified as Generation 1 Vintage is that they are marked, I'll show you, made in, now that's a bad example, that explains that, made in Hong Kong. So you can see right there, if I can get the shadow off, made in Hong Kong, and they have a very pliable body. They're squeezable. The newer My Little Ponies, and I'm outside, so leaves are dropping everywhere. The newer ones are harder plastic. They're not pliable like that, and they're made in China. So that's what I wanted to show you. Actually, I have two examples now. So I could tell this is different because if you look at the size of the legs, extremely taller legs. That's a design that they're using now. Now, this is still vintage because it's kind of still marked in the old way, but these are made in China, and I think the year on this was like 89 or something. 89, yeah. So the vintage generation, generation ones are going to be like early 80s to mid 80s. So this one's 85. And again, made in Hong Kong. That's the kind of identification mark for the Generation 1 My Little Ponies. Made in Hong Kong, mid 80s, and very pliable. So there's quite a few here. The normal My Little Ponies. And then I started talking about these before. They also made ones that are Pegasus with the wings. And I've seen those before. There are the unicorns with of course, the horns on them. I've seen those before. Now, what's new to me are these Clydesdale ones with the bigger legs, kind of like the Clydesdale horses. And then these jeweled-eyed ones that I've never seen before. And then they called these the starry-eyed ones. Starry-eyed My Little Pony. And then they made those in both Pegasus and Unicorn as well. I think there's a Pegasus one. I don't think I have a Unicorn one. But they made those as Pegasus and Unicorn as well. What's also new to me are the ones that are all glitter. and these are still made in Hong Kong. These have value. The Clydesdale ones have value. The starry-eyed ones have value. Of course, there can be rare ones when it comes to the normal ones as well. And then the little ones, the mini ones, they've made these, of course, in normal ones. They've made them in the Clydesdale, but this one's damaged. It's missing a tail. And they've also made them in the Unicorn, the Pegasus. And then here's one of the rare ones that I talked about where they made kind of My Little Pony adjacent. So they made camels. I did look up, there's also like, there's dragon ones or dinosaur ones. And there's also a, there was something else that was really, really rare. But I have a bag of miscellaneous clothes here and stuff. That came from a garage sale earlier this summer where I bought a few of these. Most of these are from the Goodwill outlet. I have a total of 51 total, again. But if you don't count this one or the other one, I guess it's 49. They're all still vintage. They're just not all Gen 1. So I think I'm going to go through here, list ones individually that are extremely rare, maybe start pairing them up. Originally, I thought I was just going to try to sell the whole collection, but I'm going to get less money for that. So I'm going to start doing more research and start listing them slowly. 1, maybe 2, maybe a set of 5, you know, that type of thing. So I just wanted to show that off and talk about them a little bit more. Because this is going to be a really good collection. So, thanks for watching. I don't have a recycling event next week. We'll see what happens with yard sales and garage sales. I normally quit looking after the end of October. So, Thursday is October 31st. Normally, I don't find much on 31st, but we'll see. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next week.